my YouTube channel with another series of learning Linux commands. In this series, we are going to learn some important commands, and along with that, we are going to basically have a demo session of each of these commands. So, without any delay, let's get started. So, here are the list of commands. So, the first command is pinky command. The second one, what is. Third, watch. Fourth, tar. Fifth, zip. Sixth, gzip. Seventh, gunzip. And eighth, compress. So let's get started by learning each of these commands in our presentation, and then we will move ahead with our demo session. So here is our first command. The pinky command is a user information lookup command which gives details of all users logged in, and this tool is generally used by system administrators. So here are certain options which you can use with the pinky command, and those are as follows. So the first one, -f, to print output without headers. So when you type pinky command on your terminal window, you get the headers and list of users logged into that terminal. But when you type pinky -f, it basically prints the output without headers. We will see that in our demo session. Moving to the next one, we have -w to print output without name column. -I, print output without name and where columns. -q, to print output without name, where and idle columns. -l basically stands for the long view, and it helps us to print the output in that format. Along with -l, you can use -b option as well, and that's basically used to print output by removing directory and the shell line from long view of a user. We will see that in our demo session. Let's move to the next command, which is zip command. So whenever there is a disk space issue on your Linux environment, be it a production, a lower environment, be it a UAT, SIT, or any other environment on which you are working, you get this disk space issue. And to resolve that issue, we have certain commands where you can zip the files, gzip it, compress it, and many other things. So what does this zip command is used for, and let's see its options available. So zip command, as the name suggests, is the compression and file packaging utility for Linux, and here are some of the options available with this command. -d removes the specific file from a zip archive path as parameter. We will see in our demo session. -u updates the file to the zip archive. -m deletes the original file after zipping it. -r used to zip directory recursively. And -x exclude the unwanted files from getting zipped. Don't worry, just understand first what each option means, and then we will see in our demo session. Moving to the next, we have gzip command, and as the name suggests, it's another utility used to compress the files into a single file. And here are some of the options available with gzip. -f forces to zip the file if existing gzip exists with the same name. We will see that in our demo session. -k used when you want zip file name has same file name instead of gzip. -v, this option displays the name and percentage reduction for each file compress or decompress. And -r basically used to compress every file in a folder and its subfolder. With the compressing command, we have decompressing command as well, and that command in Unix is called gunzip. We also have something called as unzip command, but with gzip file extension we use gunzip command. And here are some of the options. -c used to write we have with gunzip is minus C used to write output on terminal window. Minus K used to keep compressed file even after decompressing. Minus L, this option will list down the files present in gzip, and this is very important because before even gunzipping it, you need to basically know which all files you will be uncompressing it or decompressing it, right? That's where this command is very helpful. Moving to the next is a tape archive command, and which is called tar command, and it's basically used to create an archive and extract the archive files, and these files are stored on your linux servers, or they can be moved to another tape as well. So the options here are minus C create archive, minus X extract the archive, minus F creates the archive with a given file name. So tomorrow if I have a file a.txt, b.txt, and I want to archive those files, and I want to give the name of that archiving file, that's where I will use T tar minus C, that means create, minus F, and then I will give the name of my archive file, which can be demo.tr in this case, and then I will give a.txt, b.txt. So an archive file with demo.tar will be created, and in that tar file we will have a.txt and b.txt. Don't worry, we are going to see a demo of this soon. Minus Z, basically this will create a zip file of the tar command, or the tar file, right? And that's where you use in combination with the tar command. Minus R, add or update the file in the existing tar file. We will see a demo of it soon. Moving to our next command, which is compress command. Sometimes you do not have zip utility or zip utility installed on your Unix server, and that's where you can use compress command as one of an option to reduce the file size on the server, right, to clean up your, or to free up your disk space. Okay, and one more thing, right, in windows we have a similar command called, we use a similar utility called winzip or 7z. That's where this command is similar to it, and it has an extension of .z. So we have certain options to be used with the compress command. So let's understand. The compress command is used to reduce the file size. After compression, the file will be available with an added .z extension, and here we have certain options with it. Minus V is used to print the percentage reduction of each file. Minus F, it will compress the file, but it does not gives a guarantee the size of reduction, whether it will be able to reduce the file size without compromising anything. Minus R is used to basically compress all the files in a given directory and the subdirectories recursively. Let's move to another command called as compress command. Now we have compressed the file. Now we want to decompress it, and that's where the uncompress command comes into the picture. And here are certain options to be used with it. Minus C, it's used to write the output on the terminal window. Minus F, uncompress the files forcibly. Minus H is the help screen. So tomorrow if you want to know what are the options available with uncompress command, you use uncompress minus H, and it will give you the list of options which you can use with the uncompress command. Minus K, keep the compressed file after decompressing it. Minus L, basically it used to list down the fields, or it will display you the list fields like compressed size, uncompressed size, ratio of compression, uncompressed file name. Minus Q is basically used to suppress all the warnings. Let's move to another important command called as watch command, and this command is basically used when you want to display the output of certain uh, shell command or Unix command after certain interval, right? And that's what the watch command is for, and it has certain options to be used. Here are the options with the watch command you can use. So minus n option is basically used to run a specific command after a certain interval. Suppose I want to run ls command after every 10 seconds, so I will write watch minus n 10 and then ls. So that means after every 10 seconds the ls command will execute. Minus d, this will basically highlight the changes between successive updates. So tomorrow, after every 10 seconds, right, I just want to know whether when after executing ls command, I just want to know if any files are modified or any new file is created, right? So I just want, instead of giving me the whole list, just give me the updates from what was the last and what is now, right? So that's where minus d helps us. Minus b will play a beep if the command exists with error, and it's usually used with exit code 0. So in Linux, whenever you execute any command, its status would be written as 0 if it is a valid command. Okay, and if it's a not valid command, its exit code would be other than 0. It can be -1, -2, 1, up to 19, right? That's where we can use minus b option to get a beep whenever command exists with an error. So that's the use of this option. Minus v basically displays the version information. Minus t is to hide the header. Moving to our last command, which is what is, which is what is. So what is command basically used to get one line manual page descriptions. So remember, if we want to know or learn any command, the Unix has the manual help page, which is called as man, right, which is a manual. So when you type man and ls, it gives you the description of what ls stands for, what are the options, and if needed it also gives you some examples of it. But you do not want that whole manual page to be read. You just want a short description, right, or a one liner description of what that command is, right? And that's where the what is helps us, and it has certain options. Minus d, basically this option prints the debugging information. Minus v, basically small it basically prints the verbose warning messages. Minus m basically used to access the man pages of other operating system. Minus capital v basically version information. Minus h, this option acts as a help. Tomorrow if I want to know what are the options available with what is command, I will use what is minus h instead of using man what is, right? Minus r, basically this option is used to interpret each name has a regular expression. We will see that. And minus l basically prints the output in the long view. I hope you got an understanding of what each command stands for and what are the options used for it. Without any delay, let's jump to our demo session. Today's list of commands, I'm using EC2 instance provided by AWS. So I've already executed the primary steps of how to connect to EC2 instance using MobaX. So if you see, the terminal is already open, and the user, we have EC2 user, right? That's the EC2 instance default user to connect to EC2 instance, right? So moving to our first command, which is pinky. The moment I type pinky, it gives me who is logged in, what is the name, what is the terminal it has login, idle, from when, and where, right? That's what pinky command gives. The moment I type pinky minus f, our first option, it does not gives me the header. It just displaces me the login name, the login, the name, terminal, but it does not gives me the header, right? So now if I don't want the name column to be displayed, I will use pinky minus W. And if you see, it does not now displaces me the column name, right? The other option we have is if I do not want to display the where, I will use pinky minus I, and that's what it gives me an output. Login, terminal, idle, and when, right? Now, remember, we need a long list kind of thing. So, pinky minus lec2 dash user. So, the moment we type this, it gives us a directory, it gives us a shell, what is the login name, right? Remember, we had another option which we can use with minus L, and that is minus B. So, I'm just typing this and typing minus B. And the moment I type this, I get only the login name and the real life, which is EC2 default user. We do not get the directory and the shell. Another command we have pinky minus q, and if you see, it does not displaces us the idle column. I hope you got an understanding of pinky command and its option. Let's clear the screen and move ahead with our another command called as what is. And moment I type what is minus h, you see I get the list of options which I can use with what is, right? So let's type what is and just minus d ls. So if you see, it gives us the output in the debug mode, and that's what minus d does, right? Now I do not want this to be displayed. What I will do, what is, so let me clear the screen quickly. What is minus v and ls. If you type this, you get the output with no warning messages. So it gives me what is ls. In Unix means, it lists the directory contents, right? Now let's move to the another command, which was the regular expression, right? And what is minus r ls? And if you see, it gives us it gives us all the matching stuff with the ls, right? The ls, um, see, symbols, ls symbols is having ls, lstat, oldstat, sing, sig, dil, set, right? So that's what is minus r corresponding to. Now let me show you another option, which is what is minus w and ls. The moment you type this basically interprets the pattern which is related to the shell command, which in this case is ls, and it gives us the output, right? Moving to another command, remember we used minus l. So let's type what is an L, and let's use another command, in this case cut. And if you see, it gets the it basically tries to truncate the output, and it tries to fit it within the terminal stuff, right? So that's what we are getting when we type minus w. I hope you got an understanding of how to use what is. Let's move ahead with the another with our next command, which is zip command. So let's see if we have any files in my directory. To see that, ls. So I don't have any files. So let's create some dummy files. For that, touch command, right? And I'm using hello curly brackets 1 2 3 and .c extension. The moment I type this, you see the three hello 1, hello 2, and hello 3 files are created with an extension .c, right? Now let's zip those files. So zip, let's write the file name my demo zip, and star C. The moment I type that, you see it started adding hello1.c, hello2.c, hello3.c to the zip file, and that's what now the zip file is created. To view the zip file, you can use less command as well, and you see the three files are already added in the zip, and you can use the q to come out. If you want to view the content, you can use this as well, but it would be having some extra characters, right? So let's clear the screen. You can use view as well to view the zip file, and that's what you get it here, right? Hello 1, hello 2, hello 3, right? Now let's come out of our vi terminal, right? So now we have three files, and now I want to remove hello2.c from my demo.zip. Remember the command zip minus d my demo.zip, and I'll give hello2.c, and moment I type that, it gives me an output saying deleting hello2.c. How can we verify the content of that? Simple. View my demo dot zip, and if you see now our file only contains hello 1 and hello 3. Remember, we have another command called zip minus u, and let's add this hello 2 back to our zip minus u, and I will give my demo dot new, and I will write hello2.c, and you see it gives us an output adding this. How can we verify that? View my demo zip, and now the hello 2 is added in it, right? That's what is the beauty of using minus u minus d without even modifying the file by opening vi editor. Right now let's delete the original files. Remember, we want to keep just the compressing files and delete the original um, original files, right? So for that, what will be we will use is zip minus m my demo dot zip, and I want to delete dot c. So if you see, it has basically deleted the original files and just kept demo dot zip file. To unzip the content, you use unzip command, and then you do my demo dot zip, and now we see the files are back, right, using unzip command. But remember, the unzip command still keeps the zip file there, right? And that's what it is. Now let's do some uh, uh, zipping of the directory. So let me move this hello 3.c, hello 2.c, hello 1.c to another folder. For creating a folder, we use command make dr, and I will write demo, and I will give the whole permission demo. Okay, now I'm moving this to home ec2, and I've created a demo folder. Now if I type ls minus lrt, you see none of the files are there and everything is moved to created a demo folder, right? So that's what we created, right? So now let's go to the demo folder, and if you see, we have hello 3, hello 2, and hello 1.c extension. Now let's use the zip minus r to recursively compress the directory along with the files. So let me come out of this, and now I'm in my folder home slash ec2 dash user, and now I will use zip minus r. I will use home underscore dr dot zip, and I will use demo. See, the moment I type that, it basically created the zip file my demo underscore dr, but it has recursively done all the stuff in it. Now let's view that using my demo underscore dr, and if you see, it has recursively done the compression of the directory and its subfolders or subfiles in that directory. So now let's come out of this and let me clear the screen. Sorry. So now let's move to another stuff or another option which I would call it as zip minus v. Remember, zip minus v basically gives you the information about the files in the zip folder, right? And that's what we want. Zip minus v, and we do my demo.zip and start c, right? And now it's giving us the necessary information, right? Total bytes, compression, total saving, whatever it is, it gives us this option, right? I hope you got a better understanding of how to use uh, the zip command. Right now let me remove all this zip, and we are going to move ahead with the gzip command in what, Unix, right? So let's start with gzip, right? So I have a file. Now let me edit a file, hello3.txt, okay, using a vi editor. Okay, insert, this is zip demo file. Okay, and to save q I use s, and let's see the content of hello 3. Okay, so I've created a file hello3.txt. Okay, and in that I've written a line called as this is gzip demo file. So to use the command, right? What is the command? Gzip hello 3.txt. And the moment I type this, you see it has basically zip or compressed that file, and it is having now hello3.txt.c, and zz is what the extension gz. Remember, let's move ahead with another option, right? So I have already a .c file. Now, if I do an override of it, it will throw an error. Let's see the demo. Gzip hello3.c.z, and if you see, it gives me an error or a warning message saying that already a .z file exists. Right now, if I want to override this, all I need to do is gzip minus f hello3.c.z, and now it has overridden it, and it has now one more extension of .zz, right? So that's how minus f option helps us to override or forcibly override the existing .z file. Right now let's move with another example or another option. Okay, let me create a file called hello4.txt. Okay, and I'm just writing a content, and this is used for gz minus v option, and I'm typing control C, and let's see if the content is written. And if you see that we have already a content there. Now if I type gzip minus v hello4.txt, it will basically give me the percentage of how much file has been reduced. In our case, it's just one line, right? Let's write some more lines and see. So file is already compressed. Let me remove hello4.txt, and I have this file, right? hello2.txt. Let me write something in it. I'm just typing some random alphabet, so don't worry about it. Okay, so we have written some random alphabets. Now it is hello2.c. Okay, it has this, right? Now if we type, let me clear the screen, gzip minus v and hello2.c. See, it gives us the how much percentage it has compressed from the existing stuff, right? So that's what it is basically used to do it, right? I hope you got an understanding of how to use grep minus f, grep minus v, how to override the existing stuff. So there is another command called as grep minus d. Okay, and it is basically used for decompressing it, right? Instead of using gunzip, you can use this, but let's see if it works here. Hello to, and if you see, it has basically now decompressed it, and we have now the file hello2.c, and if I open it, it has the same content in it, right? So these are the some options which will help you to basically get more understanding of how to use um, the gzip stuff, right? Now if you want to know the license of gzip, you can use gzip minus l, okay, capital L, and then you type hello2.c, right? And it gives me the license or the version of what gzip I am using, right? So now let's move with ahead with another command which is used for decompressing it, and that's what we want, right? And that command is gunzip command, right? Now before we start even with the gunzip, okay, uh, let's first see the command called as gunzip minus c, and I have a file. Okay, let me list down the file hello3.txt.c. So when I type gunzip minus c, remember it prints me the output on the terminal window, and that's what it is doing. See, we got an output here, right? So that's how minus c will help you to display the output of .z. Head now with another options, right? So if I want to view the remember certain fields like compress, ratio, what would be uncompressed file name? Remember we had gunzip minus l hello 3 txt zip, and that's what it gives, right? The compressed value is this much, uncompressed is this, ratio is this. When you uncompress the file, the name will be hello.txt, right? Right, sorry. Now let's use another option called as gunzip minus v, and it's basically a verbose kind of stuff, verbose information, and that's what it gives us, right? Remember for gzip also we use that, and for gunzip also we have the same stuff, right? If I want to display the version of it, gunzip minus v, you do not need the file, right? I wanted to know what is the version of my gunzip, that's it, right? So um, so that's couple of commands I guess you should know, right? And then we have another command called as gunzip minus p, right? Hello, see, it will basically decompress it, right? And that's what it has done for us, right? Hello 3 dot c, right? Let's do one more decompress of it. We had like two times, right? So first time it decompresses, now if you see, it has decompressed it successfully, right? And we have now extension hello 3.c, right? I hope you got an idea of how to use this. Another thing is gunzip minus h, and this basically is like a help, right? Like we have for watch, right? Similar thing we had for gunzip minus h, and it basically gives you the options which you can use with the gunzip command, and that's what we have basically used, right? Now if I want to forcefully override or forcefully do the gunzip of a file, we have an option minus f. Like gzip, we have an option minus f here. uh, Now let's move ahead with compress and uncompress command. Move ahead with the compress command. So let me see if I have compress installed on my Linux server for that, which is that, right? So it gives me that compress utility is already installed. So I have modified a file hello t.txt, and let me see. Okay, let me add some more content into it. Command. Okay, so I've written certain content in it, and now I want to compress it. So let's see what is the file size of hello3.txt, and it is 77 KB, right? So when I compress it, its size should get reduced, and to see that how much is reduced, we use compress minus v, and that's what we are using here. And let's see. So it says it has reduced to 6.49, or it has done a compression of that. And let's see what is the file size. And if you see, it is moved from 77 KB to 72, so that it has reduced the file size, right? And that's what we wanted, right? That's what the compression does, right? Now we want to basically do the recursive of the directory, right? So we have demo already, right? And let's see if in demo I have the files are already there. And now let's use compress minus rv. Let's use the combination v, because we want to also know how much percentage is reduced. And what I will do is demo, and if you see, no compression, no compression. So let's see what has happened, right? uh, or let me type compress rv and demo. Okay, and it says no, because all the files are empty. That's the issue, right? Now let's go ahead and modify any of the file, right? Let's go ahead, copy and paste, and I will write this is, and I will write this is compress demo. This is demo file. We are using recursive compress command. Okay, so it has some content in it, right? And now I guess it should work for us, right? uh, Now let's come out of the demo and let's execute our same command which we did, right? And if you see, it has now compressed, right? So because there was a content, right, previously the files were empty, then I have written the content in it, and it has recursively compressed it. Let's see if we have a file created, and that's what I guess we should have something created here, right? And that's what, right? That's what is, right? But before going ahead, if I want to see the content of the file, let's see how can we see the content of the file. Let's do view and see if we can view it, right? That's what our main. And yes, so we can view the file using view, right? And that's what it is. But you see, it has successfully compressed the file, okay, which was from which was from 72 to whatever it is, right? So it has compressed the file successfully for us. Now let's move ahead with uncompress, right? So to demonstrate that, we have uncompress minus v, and then we'll use this. And if you see, it has basically uncompressed the file, and that's what it is, right? It has uncompressed, it has removed .z extension, and we have got our back our hello one dot. Let's move with our last command, which is a tar command. Okay, and let me see whether tar is installed. So which tar gives me whether I have a tar utility installed on my Linux server or not, right? So I've written each and every content in all these three files. So see, and cat. If you see hello1.c has some content, hello2 has, hello3 has well. Now let's tar this file or create our first archive file. So tar minus c, v is for verbose, and then you write f, and then you write file demo, whatever you want, the name of the tar file, and then what files you want. So I want to archive all the files with an extension .c, and that's what it has done, right? So now if I do, you see all these three files have been added into file underscore demo dot tar. How can we verify that? Tar minus tvf and the file. Okay. Also, there can be a situation where you just want to see whether specific file is present in the tar file or not. So for that, what you can use is this tar minus tvf, and then you can use a grep and then give a specific file name which you want to check, and that's what it basically gives us, right? So I wanted to check hello1.c, and that's what I have given. Right now let's create a folder called as demo1, which is not there. For that we need to create mkrdr command, and demo1 is created. Now let me clear the screen and let me show you we have a demo1 folder created. Let's copy this file into demo1, right? So I have now copied this, and the purpose for me to copy this is now I want to extract that in a folder demo1, and for that what I will use tar minus xv. X is for extraction, v is for verbose, f is the file name, and that's what I will do. And the moment I do this, I see the files have been extracted successfully. Right now, for an example, I wanted to create a zip file of the tar, and what I will do is tar minus cvf. Okay, and do not forget to write z. Z is for zip, and let's write my demo dot tar dot z, and let's write this. And if you see, we have got our .z file out of tar, right? And if you see the file size of that .z is less than .tar because it has compressed it, right? And that's what we need to basically do. How can we check the content? Using P, right? So it has copied everything what we wanted, but the file size had been compressed. Similarly, if you want to extract it, you use X, right, to extract the file, right? And since we already have the file, it is already extracted, but it has been overridden, right? That's what is the difference, right? So now let's clear the screen and move ahead with another command, or I would say another option, right? Tomorrow, if you want to know the um, check the size of existing tar, what you can do is tar means, yeah, you do not want to extract, right, but you just want to check the tar size. So friends, now we want to basically analyze the file size of the tar, right? And to do that, we know what is the command wc minus l or wc minus c or wc minus m, right? But let's check the size of the tar file. How can you do that? Tar minus tvf and the name of the file, and you use wc minus l. It gives us 4 count. If you use C, it gives you the count, right, of the characters, right? And if we want to check, we see that we have 4 files: hello1.2, hello1.c, hello2.c, hello3.c, and hello4.c, right? You might be wondering how this hello.4 has been come, right? So let me show you how can we add the file to the existing tar, right? So I have tar minus rpf. Okay, before that let's create a simple file called touch file.txt. Okay, I've created this file. Now I want to add this file to my tar. Tar minus r vf, and I know the file name demo, and I want hello file.txt to be added, and that's how the file is now added. How can I verify that? R minus tvf, and that's how the file has been added. Now in this extraction of the file, you want to search a specific um, file, right, which is with ending with .txt, right? How can you do that? There is something called as wildcards and .txt, and that's what it gives me. You can use grep command also, but sometimes you just want the while characters to be used. That's where you can use star.txt, where you know the extension of the file but you do not know the name of the file, right? And that's where the wildcards comes into the use. I hope this demo help you to understand how and what each command is used in Unix, whether you are dealing with the zip command, gunzip command, compress command, or the tar command. That's what is our main intention, to understand what each command does and why each and every command exists in Unix, and how it can make your day-to-day operations more easy and effective. If you have liked this video, I would like you to comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and kindly do share the knowledge with your friends, so that who are really looking out to learn Unix, they will be helpful with this kind of video. Until then, take care. Bye bye. Stay tuned.